everyone, and welcome. I am so excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining me on the latest episode of our podcast. Now, today I am covering something that I am really passionate about as an entrepreneur and as somebody who coaches entrepreneurs in how to build a profitable business. And it is about building an abundant business and what that roadmap looks like. There are a few simple steps that I'm going to take you through today on this podcast so you can uncover your abundant business blueprint as well. For those of you that are in my world, you know that this week we are doing the Abundant Business Blueprint Challenge, a free training challenge that's running in my group. Now, I didn't want those of you on the podcast to miss out, so I am covering off the content here for you as well. Now, if you want to come and check it out and get the free workbook, jump into the group. I'll put a link in the show notes. And today I'm going to be walking you through the 4 simple steps so you can also build your abundant business blueprint. So friends, let's dive in. Now, I know that you started your business because you had a passion, you wanted to help people. You come from a space of helping and healing, and you're out there to make a difference in the lives of the people that you help. But my friend, that does not mean that you should make a pitiful income, and it doesn't mean you should burn yourself out in the process. And believe me, I know. I came from a thriving clinic that I built from nothing and built up to 30 and 40 clients a week. The clinic was thriving, absolutely thriving, until my health gave out. And I had one of the most serious cases of burnout that I've ever seen in anybody that sidelined me. And I had to change the way that my business was running. It needed to be able to continue without me for a while. And then it had to be able to continue in a way where I could step back a little bit to take care of my health while still being able to get the revenue in that I needed to run the clinic and live my life. So that's what this training is about. I want you to be able to build a business that is resilient, that can continue whether or not you're there in some capacity, and that moves you beyond the limits that you might have, because as people that are in service-based businesses, we are often restricted to one-to-one. So let's talk about that today. The whole point of the challenge that we're doing in the group this week, the Abundant Blueprint, is it's to give you a roadmap, and a roadmap of how you can potentially grow your business and to have the confidence to go forward and do that. I am taking my group through a series of 4 tasks, which are the 4 steps to creating your blueprint. These are all designed to help you design the business success that you deserve, and so you can help more of your ideal client with amazing offers and amazing transformations. The goal here is to help you serve those clients that your heart longs to help, whilst creating an abundant business that provides the life that you long to live. So let's get into it. The first thing to realize is where you are now and where you want to be in terms of abundance and revenue and clients on the books. There is a difference there, and a difference that can only be bridged with a plan. Waiting, hoping, wishing for success doesn't make it happen. The only thing that will get you from one point to the other is having a plan. I came from big corporate, as you know, I worked for some big brands, and I brought the learnings from that into running my small business. And that is why I was able to take my clinic from 0 clients to full books in 3 months, because I took the learnings from the big guys and applied it to my small business. So I really believe that any business, big or small, you need a plan for growth. So there are 4 steps in my Abundant Business Blueprint plan. And these 4 steps are, number 1, your ideal client. We have to unlock that ideal client in your business. You need to really understand who that is and what they need from you. What is that transformation that you can offer? The second step is you need to map out your offers. You need to open your mind and brainstorm and move beyond those constraints of one-to-one, so you can build a business that serves more people, attracts more of your aligned clients, and makes you more revenue. Step 3 is your abundance plan. And this is the step where you put numbers to the offers to work out what you can actually be earning in your business. And the final step of this plan is choosing one of those offers that you've come up with and starting to map that out. Now, you will eventually do this for the offers that you choose in your business. And there might be 2 offers, there might be 5 offers. Everybody's business is different. But the first step in activating this blueprint is choosing one of those offers and activating it. The biggest issue that I see that holds back entrepreneurs isn't a lack of knowledge, it isn't a lack of skill, and it is not a lack of qualification. It is lack of action. So taking some simple action is what's going to start to move the needle in your business. So what am I talking about in step 1, where I'm discussing unlocking your ideal client? I know that many of you have done ideal client work before, and you may have done it on differing levels. You can go very superficial or you can go very deep. But the one thing that I find is missed here, when we're talking about ideal client, you can often be diving into things like demographics. What do they earn? Where do they live? How many children have they got? And as much as those can be useful pieces of information, the main piece of information that you need in relation to this ideal client is what they need from you. And what I've found time and again is that sometimes what that client actually needs and what we think they might need can be 2 different things. So if it's that situation of selling oranges when they want apples, you need to make sure that you are offering what it is that they need. How can you unlock this ideal client? Well, it's about going that little bit deeper and understanding them on a different level. I want you to keep it simple and succinct. It's one of those matters where you just have to state what it does on the tin. So instead of flowery language and cliches, we don't want any of the survive and thrive in there. Really simply label what it is. Your ideal client might be children in primary school that get colds and flus frequently. Your ideal client might be women over 40 struggling to lose weight. Your ideal client could be returning clients to wellness after chronic fatigue. Your ideal client can be whoever you want it to be, but it needs to be specific enough, because when you are marketing your offers to this person, they need to be able to see that you're talking to them. A broad client base talks to no one. I often say when you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. So the more you can bring it down into who this person really is, the better off you will be. Now, once you've written that down, then it is, what do these people need the most? What are they seeking from you? So, for example, mums over 30 who are exhausted and stressed. What does she need? Yes, she might be tired. Yes, we know she's stressed. Yes, she hasn't got time for herself. She's probably not eating properly. She's probably not drinking enough water. She's probably not taking time away from the family to replenish herself. We know all of that. But at the very base foundation, what does mum need the most? Mum needs her energy back. Because if mum had her energy back, she would feel like herself again. She would have motivation to be able to exercise. She would feel like going and playing sport with the children. She would feel more motivated to get up and do everything she has to do every day. So think about your ideal client and what they need the most. There might be a number of things around that could be useful to them, but dialing into what your ideal client needs, number 1, that big priority. If you want to dive a little bit deeper, you can. So you can stop at those 2 points, or you can dive a little bit deeper by noting down and brainstorming this ideal client of yours. How do they feel? How do they think? What do they believe? And what is holding them back? Now, these are 4 really important questions that can unlock this ideal client for you even more. And each of these areas gives you amazing pieces of content for marketing messages. So how does this exhausted mum feel? She might feel overwhelmed. She might feel ready to give up. She might feel that this is harder than she thought it was. What does this mum think? Well, this mum might think that it's not possible for her to get her energy back. She might think that there's not enough time in her day and in her life to be able to focus on her own health. What does mum believe? Mum might believe that this is just how people over 30 are supposed to feel. Mum might believe this is completely normal, so she's not even looking for a solution yet. And what is holding them back? So mum might be held back by financial constraints, time constraints. She might feel that it's selfish to prioritize herself, and that guilt is holding her back. So with your ideal client, you want to dive into how do they feel? How do they think? What do they believe? And what is holding them back? Now, that is step one. That is your ideal client work. Now, step two is a really fun one. I always enjoy this. Step two is mapping your offers. Now, in a profession where we are really dominated by one-to-one offers, it's great to be able to brainstorm and open up that thought process and find new ways that you can help your ideal client. What's important to remember here is, as much as you might have been trained for your profession that it is a one-on-one service, and you might offer an initial and a follow-up, and that's about it, there are a number of different ways you could provide the transformation that this ideal client needs beyond the scope of a one-on-one. They can still get amazing outcomes, and not everybody wants to be in a one-on-one consult. Some people might prefer something they can do on their own, self-paced and DIY. Some people might actually prefer a group and get more motivation and accountability in something that's group-based. So there's a lot of different ways you might be able to solve this client's problem. I want you to put on your thinking cap and brainstorm this. There are 6 levels of offer that I like to try and brainstorm when I'm working with my clients on their business models when we're mapping these offers. The first is lead generation. And this is the step that's often missed. So this is your free offers, your free resources, all of those things that are bringing potential clients into your world. And this is often missed. And this is why so many people that I speak to have trouble with their client numbers, because they don't have this lead generation in place. So what is lead generation? It is free resources that you might have. Lead magnets, freebies, on-demand webinars. It is the blogs on your website. It's free trainings that you're offering. It's anything that you're doing that has no cost, that can lead somebody to come into your world, get onto your email list, etc. So lead generation is the first step. So what does your ideal client need to know? What can you write on your blogs? What lead magnets can you use to get their email address, to get them into your world? Next level is low ticket. And low ticket could be memberships, short courses, DIY training, mini programs. It could be a webinar that you're selling on demand. It could be a number of different things that are at that lower end price range. Mid-tier. Now, mid-tier is actually where, for most of you, your consultations sit because of the pricing of your consult. So a one-on-one that's a few $100s will probably most likely sit in the mid-tier level for you. So it's your consults. It could be a series of workshops or a series of webinars. It could be done for you meal plans. It could be done for you treatment plans. It could be iridology reports. It could be any number of things that are in that mid-tier as far as price goes when you look at the range of your offers and the range of your pricing. The fourth level of offer is high ticket. And this is something that I think a lot of you could be adding into your service ranges and do so in a very natural way. And I think you will find that there are people in your world who would take this up. So high ticket, it could be premium one-on-ones. It could be a package of consultations. It could be a program. It could be a group hybrid program. It could be any of those things that are a little bit more costly. In my clinic, the first one of these that I did was health concierge, and that's what I called it back then. And it started at $1,000 per month and went up to $3,000 per month when I first added it in. And I had so many clients wanting to buy this that I had a wait list. It's about what you add to it as well. That product was very well defined. It had a number of really high value touch points in it, such as 24/7 access to me through a chat app. It had supplements included. It had some meal plans included. So it was a very high value item for them. After high ticket, the next one we want to look at is anything of volume. Now, the pricing for volume could sit anywhere within the map of your offers. It depends what you end up pricing it at. But volume, we're looking at those group hybrid programs where you might have clients that have a one-on-one with you to start and end a program, but in between it's pre-recorded or delivered live modules with some Q&A. That would be a group hybrid. You could put memberships into the volume bucket. You could put subscriptions, subscription boxes could go in there. When you've got a volume offer, the key there is having a big audience or a bigger audience, because you want a number of people to come into that, because often these volume offers are at a price point where they work better if you have more clients. Now, the final level in your offer mapping is to consider in person. In a post-pandemic world, people are more interested now than they've ever been before in in-person events. We can see things like retreats and expos are really taking off. So it's a great time to jump on that. So can you do events? Can you do retreats? Can you do workshops? How can you offer that in-person experience that your ideal client might be looking for right now? When you look at your offer map and you're doing this work and brainstorming your offers, do realize that not every business needs an offer in every single tier of this offer map. It's about your business and crafting what works for you. When you're doing your offer map, it's a brainstorming process, what you would love to offer your ideal clients and what they need to receive from you. Put that together, think about what they would love to have and what you'd be happy to deliver. That's what you're brainstorming. You actually brainstorm pricing in the next step. But if you try and involve pricing while you're thinking of these offers, you'll block yourself, you'll become barriered, and it's really hard to brainstorm these offers from that point of view. I think it's important to note there too, before we move on, that the key to having clients in your business and a continual steady flow of clients is actually that very first layer of your offer map, which is the free components, the lead generation. If you don't have enough of those bringing in potential leads to your business, your client numbers will dry up and you'll be on that feast and famine roundabout where you're always looking for the next new client. So think about that in detail and make sure you have a number of different avenues for people to come into your world and come into your audience. Step 3 is your abundance plan. And this is where you start to link those offers you've just created with the price point that you want to sell them at. Now, you might have 50 different offers on this offer map you've just created. I want you to go through it and work out what are the main ones that you think fit your business right now. When you are selecting your offers, I want you to look at a couple of things. I want you to make sure that they address the ideal client's problem at a few different levels. You'll end up with different price points that will suit different people. I also want you to have a look at these offers and make sure that they don't cannibalize each other. Now, that means that you've got two offers that do similar things at different price points, because that means that people will naturally buy the cheaper offer instead of the more expensive one. So make sure that each offer has its own defined journey and that they don't overlap. Creating your abundance plan is really simple. It's just a matter of pricing those amazing offers that you just created. So write down in a list all of the offers that you want to bring into your business across the next 12 months. And then what do you want to price those offers at? It's going to be a balance for you between what that offer is worth, what you want to get paid, and what your ideal client is willing to pay. Now remember, what they are willing to pay comes back to the transformation. If you tell them you are going to take them from here to there, that's what they're looking for. They don't care about how many consultations are in a package or how many value-added bonuses they're getting. They want the outcome that they're looking for. And if you can give them that, then price becomes a little bit more irrelevant to them. So step 3 is mapping your abundance plan, noting down the offers that you want to bring in and putting price points against them. Now, I want you to have fun with this. People can get really stuck on this. You're just playing with ideas for now. So just put some price points that feel okay for now. You can work on them more later, and as you flesh out your offers, you'll get more defined on your price. Now, with those to hand, you know what's going to be coming into your business and an approximate price where you're going to be selling it. We need to look at how that plays into your business. So the next step within this abundance plan is your business and your goals. And there's only 3 things you need to look at here. What you earned in the last year. You need to find that figure and you need to write that down, whatever that was. The next step is, what do you want to earn this year? What is that goal? Where are you wanting to get to this year? Write that down. Now, is there a gap between what you earned last year and what you want to earn this year? Now, my friend, there should be. If there isn't a gap, maybe you need one. You need a stretch goal. But you've got a dollar gap there between where you are now and what you want to earn. How are you going to fill it? Which of those offers are you going to bring to life within your business to fill that revenue gap? Write those down. So, how exciting is it that you have spent the time to detail the kind of offers you want to bring into your business, how you're going to bring leads into your business, and the type of price points you're going to be at? And now you know your ideal client better than you did before. So, the final step in your abundance blueprint is starting to work on one of your irresistible offers. Creating your irresistible offer is the most fun part of this entire blueprint, because this is where you take one of those ideas, the one that you are really interested in or that you really want to bring to life the most, and you are going to deep dive into it. I want you to get creative. I want you to have fun. I want you to work out exactly what your client needs to go into this offer to get the results that they're looking for, because that is what makes this offer irresistible to your ideal clients. So look back at the list you made of all those amazing offers that you could bring out. What one are you going to work on? Write that at the top of your page. What is that offer? It might be a membership for those exhausted mums so they can get some help and some community. So let's say that's your offer. Write that at the top of your page. Next step, what will this offer provide to your ideal client? Is it going to get this mum's energy back in very simple steps with group support? Is it going to be a package of consultations one-on-one with you where you will walk with mum and hold her hand until she's feeling energetic and like her old self again? What will this offer provide? Getting really specific. What does this offer entail for mum? So if we're thinking about a package of consults, how many times do we need to see her across what duration before she will be getting results? What support does she need from us? Does she need us to touch base with her in between consults? Does she need a way to be able to reach out to us with questions? Or if we're having a membership, let's say we have a membership for mum to make her life easier. What's included in that membership? Is there going to be monthly meal plan drops so mum doesn't have to think about meal planning? She just prints off the plan for the next month and it tells her exactly what to cook for the family. Is there going to be group coaching sessions? Is there going to be online networking sessions? So dive into what you could include and what your ideal client really needs. Step 4 in your offer plan is, how are you going to sell it? Is this offer going to be evergreen and always available for people to buy? Are you going to use a launch model where it's available sometimes and then the doors are closed at other times? Are you going to run a challenge or a webinar to sell this program or this package? So think about how you are going to sell it, how you're going to get it out into the world. And then I want you to think about, what quantity of sales do you need for this particular offer? If it is a new package of one-on-ones and you're looking to fill that gap that you have between your revenue, where you are and where you want to be, how many of this new package do you need to sell every month to fill that gap? If it is a membership at $27, how many people do you need coming in every month to fill that gap and to make it worthwhile? You don't want to be delivering a membership that's only $27 to 4 people for the next 6 months. That's an awful lot of work for not a lot of revenue. So work out those numbers so you know what you're aiming for. This is what I call abundance mapping. What I've taken you through today is abundance mapping, and those 4 steps to mapping out your abundant business. Because, my friend, success is not just a happy accident. You don't sit there one day and going, oh, wow, look, I've made success. It's something that has to be planned for and work towards. If you have an abundance plan in place, you literally have a to-do list that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be. It will help you set goals. It will help you set actions. And it will show you too when you've reached success, because you've set those targets. You will know when you've reached them. So just to recap today with our abundant business blueprint, we have gone through the steps of understanding your ideal client and getting really clear about who that is, what they need from you, what they think, what they feel, and the transformation that you can offer them. The second step we went through was mapping your offers and getting some brainstorming going and working out what you could offer your ideal client that they might really love. Step 3 is your abundance plan. Where are you now revenue wise? Where do you want to be? Is there a gap that needs to be filled? And how can you fill it with those offers that you just created? And step 4 is making one of those offers come to life. Start to work on it and set a plan to launch it so you have that new revenue stream in your business as soon as you can. I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. This is something that I'm really passionate about, teaching you how to create a more abundant business, because you're all amazing at what you do and you help people in so many ways. And I think you deserve to earn a great income doing it. You shouldn't be earning a pitiful income or be a slave to your social media just because you want to help people. If this is something that you would love to bring into your business and take your business to the next level, I invite you to have a look at something that I'm opening the doors on soon. It is called the Elevation Code. The Elevation Code is my brand new mastermind. It is a limited space mastermind where I am going to help you. It is my invitation to you to come on a journey with me where you can reach your next level. This is a mastermind for a small number of very motivated entrepreneurs who are really committed to hitting their goals, who are ready to get outside the realm of their one-to-one and break those shackles so they can create a thriving business. But the other thing about these entrepreneurs is they are heart-based people. You need to be full of integrity and authenticity, because that's my people. There's no bro marketing. We don't do anything slimy. There's no salesy, and there is absolutely zero friend farming. So if that is you, grab the link in the show notes and you can check out the details, jump on the wait list, or even apply now. As I said, it is a limited intake. Not everyone will get in, but I do have a very, very special founders rate for the first cohort coming in. So if you are ready to build a business that has full books, aligned clients, have easy marketing that actually gets you results, and grow a profitable, booked out business, then you need to come and check out the Elevation Code. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, as per usual, to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks for being here.